It's with Bigger here, and just a moment. Oops. Hey guys, it's with Bigger here, and welcome to the game Belladonna. I have no idea what this game is. Just this is really loud. I do apologize for that. I think I'm gonna find a way to turn down the music. Jesus Christ, it's loud. But I am back in recording. This is the first video that I record gaming. First gaming video that I record after I got home. So let's just get right into this really loud game. New game.
Sensation. Pain? I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
So this is a point-and-click adventure game as well as the Night of the Rabbit. I'm just gonna see if I can turn down the music a little bit. Apparently I cannot. So
my very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
I'm just gonna gain my microphone a little bit so that my voice is louder than the music happening. But it's a point-and-click adventure.
Now's not the time.
Adventure game. Like in
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
I don't know if actually I do not know anything about this game.
It's a brain in a jar.
But it had
I wonder what it's thinking.
But it had really positive things. It was very positive.
I have no idea what's
Steam,
inside of this,
so,
but it glows.
So it must be good.
Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny.
Take it. Yes. I like that.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching.
I like that there's text whenever I
That is
move or
one
something I
ugly
can
gargoyle.
touch.
Looks like a George to me.
That's a thing that I really miss in Night of the Rabbit. The fact that I am able to see what I can touch and what I cannot touch. Obviously it says down here in the button, but it's much easier for me to actually see that when
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
It's much easier for me to see if I can touch anything if the text is right beside the
Books.
cursor.
A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Interesting. So I think I got everything I needed in this room. Oh wait, dial of oil.
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
Exactly.
A human skull or a paperweight?
Maybe both. Excellent. I think I got everything.
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Yes, what a coincidence that we have a screwdriver.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up.
What a coincidence that we have oil.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
And now we can use the screwdriver.
I'm free.
If you get that reference,
Didn't I see a piece of paper in there?
Amazing. Wait, what? Oh yeah, paper. Journal page.
Another piece of paper. This was written long before the last one.
Wait, what piece of paper are you talking about? Work is going great. Kept the rat alive for an hour and 26 minutes last night. We'll move on the large mammals within the week. Alright, that's a lot of text. If you want to read it, you can pause it. I'm obviously gonna read it at some other point, but it will waste a lot of time in the recording, so now you have a chance to pause it and read it, but I will read it. Wait, was there a piece of paper in here? I didn't get that. Or... oh yeah, there. I like that she tells me that I missed something.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
It's actually shiny. How did I not see that? It is with shaky hands and heavy heartbeat together before me, the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I find myself at the threshold of my choice and turning point. For should I fail tonight, I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. That's me, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna read the some of the papers. Really depends. Maybe I will read all of it. I don't know. A few hours ago, my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpse, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. So I died, obviously, I did know that. And my husband apparently resurrected me. As far as I know, that's not a good thing. Every time someone do that, is going completely wrong. So this is the final test of all my research and experiment. The past 5 years, the complete... have I been laying on that thing for 5 years? The complete revivification of a human being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do. For my own sake and for hers, the procedure must not fail. In my furious dreams, my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter and now pale almost to the point of transparency. The skin stretched so thin over the cranium, it threatens to rip at any moment. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery and yellowish. Ew. I have to clinch to my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality once she brought back to realm of the living. Her eyes will light up with the flame of life. Promethean flames stolen from the very gods. From the night on, man shall be master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I ride the engines of life, refining, heating up, the last of the preparation coming into order, the cruel moment of error is ever approaching. This time, the time has come. Success, the attempt for success. She's alive, but where is my husband? I didn't read this though. I'm not gonna read that right now. I'm gonna read it later, maybe. Close. Alright, let's I just have to look for the papers. They are shining, shiny, so I'm gonna do that. Stick. I like that I keep the screwdriver after I use it. In some games it's like,
there's a long
oh,
stick
you
here.
use it, you can...
Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Maybe. But
it looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Maybe your husband, because he didn't want to leave you. I'm just gonna check some suit of armor. Why not?
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like
paper
this.
Up there, I see.
Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
I like she names that she names the things she sees, like George, I think it was, and Roland. Oh, there's nothing here. Let's go up here. What was it saying? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I like that you keep you can keep using these things because
more writings from the lonely doctor.
All right. Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see conceivables escape. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something at utmost importance that I need to take care of, but that it is not yet time, that something beyond my control needs to be completed at first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I'm waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. Sorry. Where was I there? I do make progress, but at an excruciatingly slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm the anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. I'm feverish and jump at the smallest sounds. What is this? What is it that I'm missing? Sorry? I'm spending more and more time down here with my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in my master bedroom. Most nights I sleep if at all in a makeshift bunk I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is at a point where it oftentimes requires me constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I'm certain I'm advancing even closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is as though I'm powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover, a new man in her life, someone more lively than me perhaps, someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to match her own by great tragedy, unaffected humor. Yet who would that be? I can't remember friends we used to have. In my memory, our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but it has been years since the castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligation, and Belladonna seems to have given up on every time that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of the staff has left us. We are down to one girl who does the cupboards and lights the fireplace, but I don't seem of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life apart from me. Sorry. So what this one is saying is that I'm alive at this point, and he's scared that I have found another man, perhaps. That's weird.
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through. It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands.
What a coincidence.
I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
What a lucky coincidence that we have a stick.
The stick is long enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it?
Stick a bone saw? Stick a screwdriver? No.
I'm content with the length of this stick.
Screwdriver and stick? No. Oh, sorry. But as I said, I'm glad that they keep these things so that I won't, like in a lot of games, they what the hell? They just like, oh, now you have used it, you can't use it anymore, so we're gonna remove it from the inventory. When in reality, you would still keep it. So I like that they just let me keep it. I can't go that way. Can't you use like that weird thing on your head? Bet.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
I don't know. Maybe because, well, the piece of paper said it. So I missed something. But what have I missed? Can I use it on this? No.
That won't work.
Oh,
I need something else.
Nope. Bone saw on the suit of armor.
Interesting, but no.
Oh, okay. But what about the screwdriver on the suit of armor?
Interesting, but no.
Okay. Bone saw on bed. I can't believe that after this short time I already end up not knowing.
I don't know why I thought that
would.
would work.
I'm so bad at these kind of games because I'm not creative enough to figure it out.
That makes no sense.
Yes, it does. Well, maybe not, but let's just pretend it does. I'm missing something, but I do not know what. Magnet. Oh, yes.
I love magnets.
Take it. Yes.
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of this stick.
Ah, yes. Let's go get the keys. And I wasn't stuck for that long, but in like 2 episodes or something, I'm gonna sit with the walkthrough and be like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. That was so easy, but in reality, I'm just extremely fucking stupid. I'm not good at these point and click games.
Another locked door.
Where I have to think.
Let's take a peek through.
Magnet.
Let's hope this works.
That's an odd looking magnet.
Haha. Just as planned.
Ah, yes.
I got the basement key. Let's unlock this door.
Oh. Have to pick up the key, obviously. That is stupid. Ooh, another piece of paper.
More letters.
Has
he figured it out yet?
This is a lot of reading. I do apologize if you're not into all the story-based part of the of these kind of games, but I will try to get as much story as possible without spending too much time reading all the journals. So, a lot of reading. I see now that my suspicion have been well grounded, albeit aimed in the wrong direction. Belladonna is not seeing another man, she's seeing a woman. Ooh. I am convinced that it must be the maid, Clara, or whatever her name might be. She and Belladonna are up to something, I'm sure of it. And to think of all the hours I'm stuck down here, caught up in my dreadful work, leaving them free to roam and left to their own device upstairs. Of course they have found each other. Only living things in the whole castle beside me and my week-long rabbits. They have it all figured out. When I come up at night, they act all innocent, keeping their mutant secret from me as a playful game, but as soon as I descend into my laboratory, they are in each other's arms again. But what can I do? The progression of events are beyond my control, just like my work. I slave away in my ghoulish endeavor, making progress every hour but never getting anywhere. And simultaneously, Belladonna is slipping away from me, further and further for every night, and yet nothing ever changed. Should I confront them, storm up there hoping to catch the two in the act, take back the life that was mine, the wife that was mine? Excuse me, she's not an object. No, I have no reason for my silly suspicions, no evidence whatsoever, merely a thought stuck in my brain refusing to leave. So I remain passive as always, and each new day is one more where I am unable to make action, unable to change my wretched. Well, your wretched situation is in that state because you're a fucking douchebag.
A couple of cog wheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back. Interesting, but no.
Ooh, alright. This is that one goes there.
Not yet.
That one goes there. This one small one goes here.
Not yet.
Okay. This one goes here. And the small one goes here. Alright. But, dear Mr. Doctor Thing, your situation is in the states that it is right now because you're a fucking douchebag who leaves your wife alone and doesn't give her any attention at all. And then you blame her.
A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be 2 of them.
Interesting. But you're just a fucking douchebag.
It's warm. I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is.
You're dead.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too.
So I
They
guess...
seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time. The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life. He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
So, the thing is...
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
It's clear to me what I must do. I am not convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid. But my logical mind tells me that there's no other explanation for countless hours I have pondered the situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours I could have spent thinking about my work, it is clear that I will never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzle at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason that my research is progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace, so it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I want back into my life, so I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is she must go. It is she that must go, sorry. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear that this would not resolve anything. The two of them would still know of each other. And they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at secluded rendezvous something. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must get rid of the maid for good. A plan as already taken from in my head. In the greenhouse out back I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have is called deadly Nightshade, an interesting plant with many medical uses, but its renown comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already at small doses. Preparing a powder from the poisonous plant is not all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have the opportunity. They are not aware and know the truth, and thus suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be the wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly Nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. Its scientific name is Atropa belladonna. Ooh, I like that. The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl strayed too close to the belladonna, and that would be the death of her. So, my name is Belladonna, my name is Nightshade. Great. But he's a fucking douchebag, what the hell? Ern.
The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son. A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted.
I were about to set something, but I totally forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
A dead body.
It's the doctor. Just a moment, quick moment. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Does not look like I missed anything. So, doctor, do you feel well? Hello?
It's the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss. He's dead. And what's more, he's been murdered. But who could have done this? There must be some clues around.
Yes, so now...
The missing candlestick. And it seems to be the murder weapon.
Interesting.
There's a letter clutched in his hand. His final words? Or a clue left by the killer.
Let's read it. Oh, the curse of sleepless night. I have thought throughout my next course of action from every possible angle, for it is indeed time for me to take action again. Even with the troublesome maid out of the way, I see little chance of getting my old Belladonna back. If anything, she is worse now than ever before. But I have an idea, one that kept me awake all night. I have come very far in my research by now. I can now fairly predictably create living creatures that are stable enough to not spontaneously die again. What? This is consistent through many different species of animals. I have noticed something peculiar though. The returned creation seems strangely vacant and sluggish. It is as if, although the body is brought back to life, the soul is forever lost. The creation is perfectly functional and responds to a stimuli just as if it was truly alive, but the mysterious spark of will seems to be missing. I know no other way to describe the phenomenon. This bothered me before, but now I cannot help to think that this might suit my needs. Isn't it precisely the strong will of my wife that is cursing all my problems? Oh, he's gonna kill his wife and then bring her back to life? What a normal thing to do. He's crazy. There's no need to be poetic with the flowers this time. I am not short supply of lethal substance in a laboratory, and poison suits my needs well as it leaves no physical trauma in the body. I will still need to make incisions in the corpse to replace internal organs with clockwork parts, but sticking together surgical cuts is much simpler than trying to repair unhealed bodily damage. The integrity of a visage is priority. To extinguish Belladonna's current life and give her a new one, to bring her body and mind back minus soul and free will, a beautiful obedient automaton, a mechanical doll with all the function of a woman but who is responsive and does what she is told. That, my dear future reader, would truly be something. I think it's high time I try more process on a human subject. You are a douchebag, my dear friends. Like Jesus for Christ, he does not deserve to be with women if he can't handle them being just a little bit, what's it called?
It's an old clock.
Not obedient.
Tick tock.
Your clock. There's a page here. He's a fucking douchebag. I'm gonna stomp on him right now.
This letter is signed Belladonna.
Ooh.
I've been waiting to hear the other side of this story.
If you had asked me just a few years ago about my future, I could never have fathomed my life totally would be as it is. So strange a path has the twist of fate set me upon that I wake every morning, bewildered and like a small child. I expect anything and everything to happen during each day. The night my planned the future snapped out of the joint and took a whole new direction. It was the night when my son Lucas died. Oh, that's so sad. I married Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss in the spring, and we loved each other deeply back then. How young we were. He was an educated gentleman from the University of Ingolstadt, and I had first assumed he would get the flat in Vienna. Instead, he convinced me that we should live in my family's old castle and accept our role as old-fashioned nobility to the little village down the hill. We moved into the castle with the staff of 30 servants, beginning to the task of breathing life and joy into the majestic halls. At this time, I expected to live out my life as a lady of the household, minding the servants and indeed raising children. Before long, our first son was born, and shortly after that, he once again departed. I was devastated, of course, but Lucas had been sickly from his first day, and even though my husband had blocked out the possibility from his mind, I was not entirely surprised when it happened. Nonetheless, it changed as I believe Wolfram blames me for what happened, that he thinks it was somehow my fault. He retreated into his laboratory in the old dungeon and started doing unholy experiments and God knows what. Those were dark times. Instead of a household and a child to take care of, I now had no guests, practically no husband and no child. Everything I thought would occupy my time was gone, and all I could do was grieve in solitude. The castle staff left one by one until there were only a handful still there. My existence went meaningless, and I spent my days doing nothing. But I dealt with my grief in my own way, and in time the claws of melancholy began losing the grip on me. In some ways, I have Clara to thank for that. Okay, great. Our son died in a really young age. That's sad. Let's see, is that... Oh, more gargoyles.
Those are a lot of gargoyles. Leupold, Brunhilde, Arthur, Maya, Lena, Ismildor, Ether, and Joseph. In that order.
I'm pretty sure she's Belladonna. And she had already named all of them before she died. And obviously most of the letters about the husband being extremely crazy, accusing her of being with another woman.
There's a bottle of milk out here. I wonder how long it's been here.
Way too long.
At any rate, it's frozen completely solid. No wonder in this cold.
Another journal page.
One more Belladonna letter. Let's read about this Clara figure.
Yes. Clara Steiber was one of the several several chambermaids we hired when we moved into this castle shortly after marriage. After the marriage, in the morning of the recent events, I feel as though I could pick her out of the crowd already at this time, but I suspect that the truth is that she was just another servant, one of the many, and I didn't pay her close to the attention I know she deserves. The time following the death of Lucas is lazy and unclear in my memory. I know I spent most of my time in an armchair in the living room, staring out the window. I know that this must have been a difficult time for the staff as well. My part left them without purpose, as more and more of the household was shut down. Soon the cooks and the stable grooms began abandoning what they wisely identified as sinking ship. As more and more of the staff left the castle to seek employment elsewhere, there was less and less reason for the rest to stay, and the household was quickly decimated. I don't know if I pronounced it right. But throughout all of this, young Clara never left my side, and she gradually shouldered me more and more of the household responsibilities, making it her task to take care of me and the nurse. Throughout my melancholy, it was her loyalty and industriousness when everyone else left that finally brought me back from my condition, and indeed her love. As now I sit down to write, it has been a long, unbroken chain of happy days. Clara and I have the whole castle practically to ourselves and nothing to do but to enjoy our lives and each other. We sleep in a new room every night, cook our own food, and have picnics under tables or in front of the fireplace. We have no incentive whatsoever to uphold convention and norms when the house has become like this secure pocket inside the rest of reality. In truth, this touches on what I treasure most in Clara. Neither of us reap any concrete benefits from our union, neither financial nor societal. Social. There is no embedded purpose of producing hers. Our relationship exists solely for itself, and it is its own reward. I am already adopting the adorable habit of naming inanimate objects. Maybe I'm not Belladonna, maybe I'm Clara. That could be weird. That's weird. The castle is not quite ours, however. Wolfram still lurks like a ghost downstairs and occasionally emerges and spends a night up here with me. We have little in common anymore. In fact, he is like a complete new person. Its mind is vacant, his stare distant. He's thinner than ever before and shivers with cold. Clara jokingly suggested that we might have him declared mad and sent off to an institution, an innocent idea in her mind, but with me some planning his act might eventually prove to be our surest path to finally reclaim this old castle for us alone. Yes, I think it's a good idea to get rid of that old crazy man. Certainly someone did get rid of him, I don't know who, but someone certainly did.
It says Snowflake the pet cat. How cute.
Jesus. Another grave.
The stone is so old and the name is worn off.
Ooh. Someone have risen from
The tombstone says Clara Stieber.
Ooh, it's just
This
what
must
I
be the
thought.
grave of the wonderful maid I've heard so much about. I can't help but notice that it's been emptied.
Just what I thought. Clara rose from dead, killed the stupid fucking doctor, and then she took all his research and resurrected Belladonna. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
note.
Maybe it's not. Great God, why did I not then expire while I'm here to relate to destruction of the best hope and the purest creature of earth? It was more days ago, at the peak of our bliss, when Clara fell ill. She complained of headaches and tiredness, so made a bed for her and laid her down to the rest. For the next few days I cared for my companions just as she had cared for me, and nursed her with all my love and compassion. We believed it was just a passing sickness and that it would be over shortly. Each morning we thought she was getting better, and each evening we realized she had actually gone worse. And today, when I entered her bedroom, she was there, lifeless and inanimate. Then across the bed, her head hanging down, and her pale and distorted features half covered by her hair. In horror I beheld the body of Clara, my love, so lately living, so dear, so worthy. I rushed towards her and embraced her with a door, but the deathly languor and coldness of the limbs told me that what I now held in my arms had ceased to be the Clara whom I loved and cherished. Alice, what foul curse lies in my gentle touch. I have lost my only child to the darkness, my husband to devouring madness, and now my lover has departed this world as well. Is my love truly as poisonous and as my ominous name? Oh yeah. So obviously what I've got from this is that I'm Belladonna. The doctor was crazy, killed my lover because he assumed that I was cheating on him with the maid Clara. So he killed Clara. Then he realized I was way too stubborn. So he killed me and resurrected me so that I would not be stubborn and just do what he says. And then Clara rose from dead, killed the weird doctor and resurrected me. I think that's what happened so far. But I am actually all out of time for this episode, so if you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Also comment down below other games you want me to play and I will do it. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button because I make new videos every day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!